Oh, hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of Make Art with Mrs. M. Today we're going to talk about pop art and also about the word onomatopoeia. This will be a great opportunity to work on some cutting skills. We are going to do some bubble letters and we are going to create dot patterns and use textured papers to create a really nice piece for pop art using words, onomatopoeia words. Words such as boom or kaboom, smash, ding, pow, splash, slam, boom, clang, thud, vroom, whack, crack, slap, boing, rip, crash, boom. Did I already say boom? Okay, we can have more than one boom. Swish and whoosh. So let me move this to the side and I'm going to get started showing you the steps. The first thing I do is I use the dot markers and I divide the space on my paper into 4 areas by drawing a big X across. Just because doing a plus sign I think just looks too boring, so I changed the directions of the lines. And in each section, just use the dot marker to fill the space with one color. Some of my dot markers are smaller. I don't mind that. In the print making process, these little dots that you would see in an image if you were to zoom in really close are called Benday Dots. B-E-N-D-A-Y, Benday. The most fun way that I've ever made Benday Dots is to paint bubble wrap and then lay paper on top to get that Benday texture, because bubble wrap has neat rows of little bubbles and it makes it look like the dotted paper better. Okay. So I'm using the primary colors, and the main reason why is because I think it makes pop art just look more fun, just to keep it simple with these colors. Now I did add black to this design just because I'm outlining, and you will see black line outlines in a lot of pop art. But the red, yellow, and blue is what I'm using. Okay, I'm going to choose my word, and I think the word I'm going to use is going to be slam. Okay, so I'm going to take a piece of construction paper. I might need one bigger than this, but maybe not. So I'll move this to the side, and on my piece of construction paper, and I'll put it at an angle because I like to use every bit and recycle everything. I'm going to write the word slam. I'm going to leave a little space between the letters because I'm going to go around and trace around the letters to give them the bubble effect. And if they touch one another, that's okay, because when I cut this out, it'll be easier to cut out around if all the letters are joined together in one big cluster. So I'm going around to trace around all of the letters and make them bubble letters, juicy bubble letters. Always remember to trace the inside of letters like A, O, E, P, B that have that center part there so that it will look like it should. Now I'm going to go back and I'm just going to add a few little accents on here to give it just a little more style. Just a few curved lines and dots. Dashes and dots along the way. Okay. that will need to get cut out because what happens next is I'm going to bring out the papers that I painted with the bubble wrap. Here's some scraps. Here's some pieces. Yes, I'm going to choose one of these colors to be the background for this word, slam. So there's slam. Now I need to decide what do I do about how I place it. Let's see. Am I going to put it on top of blue or yellow or red? Well, I don't have enough red, so that's out. And the letters are red. I want it to contrast. Okay, I think I like this. So I will glue this to the blue and then cut around it. Okay, I cut it up. So now I want to start using more solid colors. So I'm going to make all of these scraps from all the printed papers go to the side. Although they're so lovely, I don't need them just yet. I'll take this solid piece to put behind here. One more time, I add another layer of paper, another layer of color. I center it and cut around, leaving a little border all the way around. There. Now, there's something I want to do to make this look even more dramatic is I want to cover these black lines with pieces of scraps from some of the other colors to make this design just pop a little more, except I'm going to cut the pieces into long, thin triangles. Long, thin triangles. Triangles are shapes that are very, very dynamic and expressive. So if I move the letters to the side or underneath here, and I'm just going to add a little glue on these lines here. And when I position them, the triangle is pointing off the page. Off the page. So I've covered up those black marks. Off the page. And off the page. Oh, that's way off. Okay, let's look again. That's looking great, but I want more. So in order for this to look even more dynamic, I'm going to add some red ones, and I'm just cutting more long, thin shapes with the scraps that I have. I might even use some of this. I love the textured paper when we do painted papers. They're good to have around for collages when we're putting together different works of art, because the texture, the visual texture, and even the fact that you can feel this just brings an extra dimension to your art. So now I'm going to move this again, and this time I'm just going to put a little glue on the back of these shapes. In between the blue ones. And one more. And now perfect. I can put that in right in the middle, on top. But in actuality, I'm wanting to add more, so there's a little bit of space here. I can just do a few more. So I slide that under there. And I'm just feeling it out to see where I want them to be. Filling in spaces where I feel like I can. And I think this looks so wonderful, so dynamic. Slam. I could even add some more small pieces. I think I'm going to do that. But I'm going to make these triangles a little bit smaller. Like so. Some of them are overlapping, and I think that's all right. I always tell my students that art comes from the head to the heart to the hands. You just have to feel it. Just do what feels right. Oops, slide that under just a little bit. And voila, I think that looks magnificent, wonderful, fantastic. That is a slamming work of art, if I must say so myself. Remember, the word that I said earlier was onomatopoeia. And onomatopoeia is those words that are very expressive, like slam, pop, boom, kaboom, onomatopoeia. So let's come together another time. We'll make more cool stuff. But until then, give this a try. Try the bubble wrap printing. It's so fun and so easy. And there are so many things that print and that design might inspire you to make. I love all the colors. I love the primary colors, red, yellow, and blue. I love the textures. I love the dynamic, expressive triangles that are emerging from the page. I love it all. I love it all. I almost got tongue-tied there. I almost got at a loss for words. But the word of the day is onomatopoeia.